Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, and heart, where we bring less rage bait and a little more high fives for humanity. And all week long, we've been talking about visibility and we've been talking about trust, but not all visibility builds trust. Some visibility creates confusion. Some visibility creates pressure. And a lot of visibility creates noise. But trust, that grows when your communication creates clarity. Your clear thinking, your clear intention, and your clear value. In a world of performance, it's your signal that stands out. Welcome to Kindness Rising, again, where we start the day with less rage bait and more high fives for humanity. Welcome in, welcome. I am glad you have chosen to join us here this morning. Come say hi in the chat. Get involved. We'll be asking some questions along the way. We'll be talking about visibility and trust, and we're going to talk about a Be Kind Rewind, thinking about something from the past that maybe will trigger some great thoughts for us. And of course, our kindness spotlight will be coming up. And I've got a question. Can you pass the authenticity test? The authenticity test is coming up. I'm going to give you actually the ways to test for authenticity. Is what you're seeing not just real? Good morning out there, everyone. The chats are starting to light up. I appreciate you. It starts with Joy Live. That's our friend Cheryl Raphael Whitaker. That's Mike Sullivan out there. We've got Roseanne Roof. Mom, you're out there too. Others, get involved. Join the chat. Let's get going here. All week long, we've been talking about it. Visibility that creates familiarity, right? And how imperfection creates relatability. And yesterday we talked about consistency creating liability. And today we're talking about authenticity. How authentic are you? Let me ask you, what do people think when you look at things, or what do you see? What are you looking for? And what helps you to trust a voice online? Are you looking for who's performing, or who's helping, or who's selling, or who is signaling credibility? Because trust grows when the signal is clear. So that's our question for today. What helps? What helps you to trust a voice online? Is it confidence? Is it consistency? Is it transparency? Or is it something else? Get involved in the chat. Tell us what you think. I'm interested in what you think as I play with my layouts. Oh, isn't that fun? Again, learning my way around with this, but trying to bring every day a question, something to get the conversation started. All of the above, says Cheryl. All of the above: confidence, consistency, transparency. That's something I agree. All of the above, absolutely. Fitness influencers that don't charge for the reels, that provide good information and inspire. I like that. From Sully. Sully, I didn't realize you were the fitness influencer kind of guy. Don't charge for the reels and provide good info and inspire. That's great. Is John Anderson one of those guys for you? I don't know, Mike. I know you go over there. Cool. Absolutely. What else? Roseanne, what do you think? Who else? I see people out there. Get involved in the chat. That's what we're doing here. We're building a community at Kindness Rising. Say hello, subscribe, like it, but most of all, get involved and engage in the conversation as we try to talk, not try to, we do every day talk about positive things about the world, right? Less rage bait, more high fives for humanity. We talk about kindness, action, balance, curiosity, self-awareness, and growth. Those are our 6 strings. You can see me thinking. I'm sure you're like, what is this dude? I can actually smell his brain. God bless John Anderson. All right, cool. Sully, I'll let him know. I know he knows too, because you're over there all the time getting involved. It's awesome. All right. So here's the idea. But first, here's one idea. Let's kill the music. Performance tries to look impressive, but signal tries to be helpful. I talked about that last week. We're reinforcing it this week because it's really important to separate what is performance and what is really people there to help. Absolutely. Performance is asking, how do I appear? Well, let me tell you something. When you show up here with wounds and your tooth out and who you are, that's, I think, I would think I appear to be crazy, actually. But no, actually, I don't know. You tell me how you think I'd look. But anyway, I don't really care about that. That's the whole point. The whole point is that's performance. What I ask and what I hope you'll be asking and working with is, what can I contribute? Right? How can I help someone? I'm open to help. That was a person I spoke to earlier this week, Pete, great guy from Idaho. And that's his thing. I'm open to help. I think that's really cool. Anyway, wow, I just got sidelined and distracted because that's what happens when you go live sometimes. It's just what happens because performance creates pressure, but I don't feel the pressure because I'm not performing. I'm trying to create understanding that I show up here every day and we talk and we hang out and people get involved in the comments and we talk about positive things that are just not going to drag us down. Absolutely. Yep. And we're talking about how other people perceive us, right? When we're looking at watching content, are we evaluating what someone says, or are we evaluating the whole experience? And of course, I'm going to offer that it's the whole experience, right? And sometimes that's even more important than the words that are being said. Knowing that you have a safe place to go, knowing that there are people out there that aren't putting on airs and trying to be something that they're not, regardless of the words that I say. Things like, well, if you have experience, your experience is going to create specificity. Specificity. That is a difficult word to say when you have a dental appliance in your mouth. Experience creates Experience creates specificity, and specificity creates clarity. I am creating clarity right now with my pronunciation and tripping over my words. That's hysterical. Yeah. So that's the thing. When someone has real, genuine experience, they can be specific. I can talk about my experiences in 30 years of hospitals and health systems. I can talk about my year-long journey of showing up here every day and how it's changed and what I've learned and how I've changed over the past year. I can talk about the experiences that I have as a father, as a husband, as a person who cares about their community, who cares about pets, all those things. That's my experience. And I can create specificity. I got to keep saying specificity. I have to over pronunciate it in order to get the word out, because if I don't, I would just trip over it. Specificity. Anyway, I specifically want to tell you that I'm trying my best here to be clear in what I'm saying and to build trust with you. Okay. I'm losing people like crazy. I don't mean to lie. I got to laugh at myself sometimes because otherwise I'll cry. Anyway, here we are. Let's jump into the be kind. A 6-syllable word. Yes. Oh, God. Okay. Saying I don't care doesn't mean I don't care. Yes, saying I don't care doesn't mean I care. I say I don't care, meaning I am confident in it. I do care. I do care about it. I care about showing up here every day. I care about interacting. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it. Right. But I don't care if somebody judges me because I have a little tiny thing on my lip because I'm imperfect. Um, that's just not what that's not what a road I'm gonna go down. I used to, but I could still have pride in my appearance, but I don't have to be so hung up on it that it sets me off if something is not right, for sure. All right, enough of that. Need to read my whole chat. All right, I read your whole chat. It naturally draws you in. Yep, we have intuitive feelings, for sure. Yep. Anyway, love you, Mom. Always love your feedback. If you're out there in the world, say hello to Roseanne. That's my mom. Sully, you talk to her. Cheryl, I know you've said hello to. Anyway, let's get into our Be Kind rewind right now, as I'm thinking about performance over signal or performance over authenticity. And although they were mighty effective as performance, they were during their time, they've lost their shine because people become skeptical about this media that we all took in. There was a period of time where you couldn't get away from them, and they're actually, yep, they're actually on a comeback in some ways, but with a little more credibility and a little more trust. I'm talking about infomercials. How many people out there stayed up late at night after, Letterman or Leno or Carson or however far back you want to go into the late night shows and watched those infomercials go by? I don't know. Anything from the pocket fisherman to the George Foreman grill, whatever the case may be, all those things. And my all-time favorite parody of an infomercial / commercial, the Bassomatic. Anybody out there remember Bassomatic? That's great bass. Dan Aykroyd and Lorraine Newman blending fish in a blender, the Bassomatic. Ridiculous. Anyway, think about those infomercials. That's the point of what I'm talking about. I am talking about how at first they're wow, this is everything revolutionary, transformational. but then people experienced the real thing and became skeptical because the performances started to feel exaggerated, right? And the claims were exceeding the evidence. Signal is quieter. Signal is steadier. Signal shows up and doesn't need to overboast claims because it provides the evidence. And that's the difference between an infomercial performance and the steadier signal that we seek to send out. Absolutely. Well, welcome to Kindness Rising. We're going to keep the program moving along here. I had a kindness spotlight. Here it is. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Kindness spotlight. Here it is. I didn't do the same kind of depth of kindness spotlight that I've done before, but I am going to talk about, you know what? Scratch that. We're going on the fly. We're jumping into the authenticity test. I'm not satisfied with the quality of the kindness spotlight for today, so I would much rather prefer to talk about the authenticity test and the simple idea that we are not evaluating information, we are evaluating alignment. Does this feel consistent? Does it feel grounded? Does it feel real? And importantly, this is not about whether something was created with AI. That's not the point. That real is AI or real is not AI, right? AI can help someone communicate clearly. Inauthenticity, wow, I got some words today. Inauthenticity or specificity, I did pretty good with that one, existed long before AI, right? Long before AI, there were people who were fake, right? Authenticity is about whether your message reflects what you're genuinely thinking, your experience, and your curiosity, not whether every word was typed manually. So how can we recognize authentic communication? Let's explore a few of those signals with the authenticity test. This is your 5 ways to recognize misalignment. The first, the overconfident signal. When someone speaks with certainty about everything, especially complex topics, without acknowledging that there might be nuance, a little bit of gray area, it can signal performance rather than true understanding. Because authentic voices often include, here's what I know, here's what I'm still learning, here's what I might be missing. Confidence is helpful, but curiosity is often more credible. So the overconfident signal. The next one is the identity mismatch. The identity mismatch, when the tone, the language, and the perspective suddenly shifts dramatically, boom. Without explanation, that feels inconsistent. It's like, oh, I'm putting on the next character. Authenticity tends to feel stable over time. Not identical, but at least recognizable. Because people evolve, but they usually explain why when they're being genuine. The next one, the no evidence claim. Bold claims without examples, specifics, or lived perspective. That can feel disconnected, right? Authentic communication includes stories, context, lessons learned, observable thinking in the moment, because specificity signals experience. The audience disregard signal, that's our 4th of 5 ways to recognize misalignment. The 4th of 5 is the audience disregard signal. If it feels like it was created only to attract attention rather than help someone else, the trust is going to decrease. Authenticity considers the audience's needs. That's what I try to do every day here. What do you guys like? That's why I ask my community, people out there, What do you want? What are your needs? Because I want to make sure that I deliver and I respect your time and I contribute to your world, not just impress you with my handsome good looks and my, cold sores and my nasal congestion and all the other things that get in the way of perfection. Absolutely. And lastly, the zero imperfection pattern. What a transition and what a segue. If everything appears perfectly polished, perfectly confident, or perfectly optimized, it can feel distant. Sometimes you want that. Sometimes we want to see that because it's like, okay, I can escape into somebody else's world. But regularly, over and over and over again. Real thinking, that includes pauses, right? It's not just reading from a teleprompter. Yeah, I have a teleprompter. I have notes. Absolutely. But not just reading from the notes. I've done some reading from the notes in my time for sure. And sometimes I do. But over time, by showing up every day, by showing my thinking, my pauses, my revisions, my learnings, my adjustments on the fly, all those things, that's how I show my authenticity, and authenticity that allows room for growth. And that's what I hope you can do too, and that I'm an example for that. In summary, of course, authenticity often includes curiosity, specificity, consistency, humility, and visible learning. People trust messages that feel aligned with their real experience because alignment is difficult to fake. Difficult to fake over and over again. You can get away with it once, you can get away with it twice, you can slide in here with I wasn't genuinely into that. You can also make the decision like I did to go, I looked at that kindness spotlight today and said, I have too much respect for the people who are out there on the other end of the chat to say that I could even deliver that content. Anyway, that is how I felt about it. FOMO. Yes, Mike Sullivan. Sorry, I was reading chats. All 5 are great. Many think that too much of fear of missing out, the pressure to buy signals lack of authenticity. Yes. I don't try to create FOMO. I think that's what you're saying. People are creating FOMO and that pressure to buy because, you got to get it now, or scarcity, the scarcity mindset. I mean, it does sell, but at what cost, right? At what cost? Yes, I think people know that there are scarce resources and scarce things out there, but it's economics, right? All right. So I'm going to throw actually, I'm not going to throw another chat question because we're winding down. We are winding down. I can't believe the time is flying by here on Kindness Rising. Thank you again for joining me, just like you do every day, just like we all do every day here on the Mornings in the Lab Network, 7:30 a.m. Eastern with Kindness Rising, 8 a.m. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends, the flagship show. Yesterday, we had Cheryl Raphael Whitaker that starts with Joy. She's out there on Wednesdays, just killing it. She had a great show yesterday, super high energy, awesome. I highly recommend it. Starts with Joy. Tonight, we're going to hear from Jason Hewlett, our only non-morning show, but he is bringing the funny and the faith and the family and the friends and all the F words that you can think about over there on the Jason Hewlett experience. And we're getting excited and getting started because soon we're going to be rolling out the What the Truck show with Adam House and his team over there, showing just exactly what veterans are doing, the good that they're doing out there in the world when they come back home for deployment, the skills that they bring with them, the way they can build together, and what veterans are building in the world. And that's what the show is, What the Truck. So it's coming up, And we are also in the process looking at a couple of weeks out from launching the Let's Talk Supply Chain Thoughts and Coffee show. We've got that cooking, a whole bunch of stuff. So keep an eye out. Thank you so much for sticking around and listening to my little promos for the network. Absolutely. Live conversation. That's what we do. That's what we do here at Mornings in the Lab. Live conversation. That's going to reveal signal really quickly because performance is difficult to sustain in real time. And over time, people can observe whether your ideas are consistent, whether your thinking evolves over time, or whether communication remains grounded. Signal becomes excuse me. That signal that becomes recognizable through repeated interaction, right? It's not just one ping out there. Signal is ping, 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 ping. Not because someone claims authority, but because authority becomes observable. People trust what they can evaluate, and signal makes that evaluation possible, for sure, for sure. Thank you again for joining us here on Kindness Rising. Remember that people rarely remember the loudest voices, but they will remember the most helpful voice. Your signal, that's going to earn attention, but you have to keep the signal going to sustain trust and create connection. Less performance, more contribution, less noise, more signal. That's what we do here on Kindness Rising. That's what we do in the mornings in the Lab Network. So keep coming back. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, right here on Kindness Rising for our 200th episode. It seems like just yesterday I was talking about our 100th, but 200 straight weekdays showing up with you every morning and proving that you can do it consistently over time. And as always, stay uncommon and stay kind. What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun?
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get-after it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.